Look, are you broke? Maybe you don't have a job right now, or honestly, maybe you just absolutely despise your boss in that soul-crushing daily commute you have to do every morning. Well, in this explainer, we are skipping all the fluff. I'm going to give you a hyper-practical blueprint to take you from being a frustrated skeptic to actually launching a digital product that makes real money. Let's get right into it. So, we've all been there, right? Whenever you see those finance bros on your feed aggressively refreshing their dashboards, claiming they just made 10 grand while sleeping, your BS detector instantly screams BS. You see it and think, yeah, okay, that screenshot is totally photoshopped. I mean, I used to think the exact same thing. We just automatically assume there's got to be some trick, some hidden edit, or like a massive marketing team behind the scenes that they just aren't showing us. And hey, that skepticism, it is 100% valid. If you are exhausted by the rat race and you're just sick of fake gurus pushing these impossible pipe dreams, you need something real. So we are going to stress test these claims. We want to see if a simple, systematic approach actually works out there in the real world, without the smoke, without the mirrors, and definitely without the rented Lamborghinis. Okay, so the results of this stress test? Over 5 grand in just 24 hours. Now, before you roll your eyes at me, you gotta understand this. When you drop all the crazy hype and you just rely on a cold, logical structure, the results can genuinely catch you off guard. It's wild. But you're probably wondering, how does this actually happen without that massive marketing team we talked about? Well, let's clear the air immediately. This system works precisely because it completely eliminates all those traditional business nightmares. We're talking no boxes of inventory piled up in your garage, no shipping delays, no hiring, no firing, and absolutely zero complicated tech setups. It is a 100% digital, completely BS-free approach. Okay, so where do we actually start? Look, the absolute biggest mistake beginners make is creating random products just based on what they think is cool. It's basically just guessing. Instead, you have to find active search demand for problems that are currently stressing people out. Think about it. People do not buy random information. They buy painkillers for their headaches. So here is the exact 4-step macro journey that we are unpacking today. Step 1, find demand. Step 2, build an AI solution. Step 3, validate it with real people. And step 4, scale it using hard data. If you follow this structure, you literally eliminate all the guesswork. So let's look at the actual product itself. Okay, you found a desperate problem. So what is the product going to be? A simple PDF guide. That is literally it. You do not need to be coding a mobile app. And please, no building confusing, multi-tiered membership sites. Buyers just want the absolute fastest route from their problem to a solution. A PDF does exactly that. Now, right about now, you might be thinking, but I can't write a whole guide. Well, enter modern tech. To bypass weeks of just staring at a blank page, you can use AI as a tool to generate a really rapid first draft. But you have to give it these 3 hyper-specific instructions: the exact topic, your specific target audience, and the desired result. Give AI those parameters, and it does the heavy lifting for you. But, and this is a massive, massive but here, you cannot just copy-paste and call it a day. That is exactly how you end up sounding like a scammy robot, and nobody wants that. You must meticulously edit, refine, and really simplify the AI's language. If your product doesn't genuinely deliver massive value, the internet will humble you instantly. Trust me on that. So, once the actual content is solid, we need it to look professional. And the big secret here, keep it incredibly basic. You do not need a graphic design degree for this. Your only goal is to make the information instantly readable. We're talking simple fonts, clear headings, good spacing, and just a clean cover image. Whatever you do, do not overcomplicate the design. All right, so you have your shiny new PDF. How do you actually go about selling the thing? Well, this brings us to a really crucial question. What makes a website actually sell? A lot of beginners treat their website like it's a digital storage unit, just throwing every single thing at the wall. But your site is actually the ultimate trust-building test. It's the exact moment a visitor decides to hand over their cash. To win that trust, you need to keep your site completely free of fluff by answering only 4 fundamental questions. What is the problem? What is the solution? Why should they care? And how much does it cost? That's the whole shebang. Answer these directly without making the user hunt around for the info, and you will absolutely convert visitors into buyers. And speaking of cost, let's talk about the magic numbers for a second. $9 to $27. By anchoring your price in this low-ticket range, you completely obliterate buyer hesitation. Think about it. At this price point, people aren't calling a family meeting to discuss the purchase, right? It becomes a total impulse buy, which dramatically spikes your conversion rates right out of the gate. All right, so you have the product, you have the website, and you have the price dialed in. Now you need eyeballs. And instead of just throwing your hard-earned money right into the black hole of advertising algorithms, which, by the way, is exactly where most beginners go broke, the smarter move is partnering with trusted influencers. Now, the crucial point here is how you actually structure that deal. You want to reach out to niche creators whose audiences actually listen to and trust them, specifically creators making 10 to 20-minute long-form videos. Offer them a win-win deal. Give them a flat payment up front plus a commission on every single sale. You get those initial sales rolling in without risking a massive ad budget. Okay, now we level up, because the real secret sauce of that initial influencer traffic isn't just the upfront cash you make. It's the tracking data. Data is infinitely greater than guesses. By using a tracking pixel, it reveals exactly who clicks, who adds to cart, and who actually checks out. Suddenly, you aren't guessing anymore. You have a verified buyer profile. And that, my friends, leads us directly to the holy grail of scaling, the lookalike audience. This is basically a targeting tool that finds brand new people who behave exactly like your existing, proven customers. You just feed your influencer tracking data back into the ad platform, and the algorithm acts like a heat-seeking missile, finding thousands of highly qualified buyers for you. It's like magic. So when you do finally turn on those ads using that lookalike data, keep it stupidly simple. You don't need Hollywood production value or some crazy complex editing. Just clearly state the problem and offer your direct solution. Because your messaging is hitting an audience that is algorithmically destined to convert, it doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to be incredibly clear. Now it is time for a vital reality check. This doesn't always happen instantly. Remember, while this 4-step framework is incredibly powerful and repeatable, that massive 24-hour revenue spike we talked about, that only comes after a dedicated phase of testing, learning, and improving. You're going to have to tweak your site, adjust your phrasing, and really put in the reps. So, what is your next move? Start small and build just one. Stop overthinking it, stop binge-watching endless side hustle content, and go create one simple solution for one real problem tonight. The blueprint is literally yours, so the only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?